Okay, here's the use case that I want us to explore in this video. We want to be able to favorite, right, or add to our saved list certain notices so that we can view them later, all right? Similar to a feature like you might have on Airbnb where you can save certain listings to particular lists, right? And you can access those lists later, all right? We want to be able to save notices to our kind of personal list in the same way. So we'll think of it as a favorites list. So the first thing that we want to do is actually have some kind of like trigger, right? Which is going to act as the event trigger for us to then add the item to our list. So what I'll do, I'm on the index page here. I'll just drag this guy in a little bit, right? And I might just create an icon for this. So I'll create a little icon down here, right? And we'll look for an add kind of icon. And then when this is clicked, we want to add this notice to our users list of saved notices. So first we actually have to create that field on the user so that we can do it in the first place. So we'll go down to the data tab, okay? And we want to define now a new field on the user that can hold these notices. And we'll just start by doing like one notice first. So we'll call this like our favorite notice, okay? And then under field type, instead of selecting like, a particular like literal, data value here, like a text or a number, okay? We can actually select another data type that we've created. So we can select here a notice. And now if we click create, okay, now we should be able to add a notice to this field. So I'll go back into the design tab and we've got this icon selected. So I'll start edit the workflow and I'll click here to add an action. Now, what I'm looking to do, right, I'm changing a field which exists within the user data type. So I actually want to make changes to a thing first, and that thing is going to be the current user. Okay, and then I want to change another field. Okay, I'll change the first field in this case. Okay, so I'm going to select the field here that I want to change, which is going to be favorite notice. It's the only field available apart from the email field, which you deal with separately in Bubble. Just as a quick reference, okay, to change the user's email, you actually have to use this update the user's credential action in order to do that. But in our case, we're not dealing with any funny built-in fields. So we can now say, okay, well, we're going to set the favorite notice to be the current cell's notice. Okay, so the current cell, of course, being the cell within which this icon actually resides. So let's see if that's worked. We've got this hello world. This is a notice. I'll click that. Okay, we haven't obviously seen any visual indicator, but let's look now at our user in the database. Okay, so what I can do, you can see that actually I've got a favorite notice here. I can actually click in this edit icon here to actually open up a wider view of the user's fields, and I can actually edit as well some of these fields. But you'll see here we've got favorite notice and it's pointing to this long string of characters. This is actually the unique ID for this notice. So every data thing that is created in Bubble has a automatically generated unique identifier, and that's this really long string of characters. So it's totally unique. And if I go into all notices here and pop that unique ID into the search, okay, it's only going to bring up that one entry. Okay, so that's, pretty cool. We've created this relationship between the user and the notice. Okay, now I can do cool things like if I grab a text down here and I say my favorite notice, okay, and this is like UK, New Zealand, Australia spelling of favorite, okay, my apologies. My favorite notice, and then I can actually grab the current user who's always available to us, so the currently logged in user, and actually grab their favorite notice right from within this dynamic expression. And then I can grab whatever I want from that favorite notice, okay, which, for our purposes, the description is really the most important part. And so now we've got this cool little text down here. So that's, pretty handy. What about now if we actually want to have like a list of favorite notices? Like the user can have multiple favorite notices and then we can maybe display them in a separate list somewhere else. Well, let's come back to the data tab for a moment and delete this favorite notice field that we created earlier. Let's create a new field now called favorite notices, plural. And again, this is going to be of type notice, only this time we're going to tick this box that says this field is a list. Now, if we create that, okay, and we go back to the design tab, right, let's see now how we can set this icon up. I'll go start edit workflow. Okay, you see that we've now got a missing field here, okay, because we deleted that favorite notice field. So I'm just going to delete that field input altogether and add favorite notices as a new one. So now instead of that equal sign, we've got some different options here, and that's because we're dealing with a list. Okay, so we could add an item to the list, we could remove an item to the list, we could actually set the list altogether. So just like overwrite the existing list with whatever the new list is going to be. We could actually add multiple items to this list at once, or remove multiple items from this list at once, or of course clear the list altogether. Now in our case, we just want to have a simple add. Okay, so even though the list is empty to begin with, we can just add one item to it, and that again is just going to be the current cell's notice. So I'll just delete this text field because that's not relevant for us anymore. All right, and I'll choose a couple of new ones. I'll choose this, another notice. Maybe I'll also do my new notice. All right, so I just clicked those two. You obviously didn't see much happen on the page, but if I go into the data tab, go to my users, okay, you can already see we've got two entries now in the favorite notices field. So we could get even a little bit more fancy and, give some kind of visual indicator, like when I've clicked an icon and that notice is already in my favorite notices link, we'll just like turn that icon gray or hide it altogether, right? In our case, that means adding a conditional here. Okay, and what we're looking for is going to be, comparing the notice that's in this cell with the list of notices that exists on the user already. Okay, so the way to do this is to go first to the current user, okay, look at their favorite notices, okay, and then choose this contains option, okay? So when the current user's favorite notices, when that list of favorite notices contains the notice that's in this cell, so the current cell's notice, okay, when that's true, all right, let's make the icon color like, a light red or something like that. Okay, and now we're seeing that visual indicator there. So the last thing that we could do is like we could, add a section here that just shows just the user's favorite notices. So maybe I'll have a text here that says my favorite notices. And again, we're not looking to win any design prizes here, right? I'll grab a repeating group. Okay, because we're dealing with a list, that list has to be rendered in a repeating group. We'll name it, as is our good habit, repeating group favorite notices. The type of content is going to be a notice. The data source, all right, rather than doing a search for now, we could actually access this list directly from the current user. So we can go current users, favorite notices. And because that's a list, that's just going to be rendered in this repeating group without any more effort from us. All we have to do is have some kind of conduit, right? Some way for the description field of that notice to shine through onto the page. So just like before with the original repeating group, we'll grab the current cell's notices description. And now we have this repeating group that's just showing a subset of this repeating group here. And a really quick note on this. This is all happening within the database, right? We've got basically a list of notices, right? We've got notice A, B, and C. Okay, and then over here we've got a single user, right? And inside of that user is their favorite notices. And one of those favorite notices, let's say, is B, and another of their favorite notices is C. Okay, now it's important to know that Bubble isn't duplicating these notices, right? They're not saved twice in the database in two different places, okay? They still exist right here as notices. This is the only place that they exist. They're only referenced by other data things that are living in other parts of the database. So this user is only referencing the original location of those notices. So if something changes here, okay, it doesn't even change on the user. There's nothing to change on the user. The user is only ever going to be referencing that notice. So if I change the name of like this another notice, right, I can do that directly in the database. Say I change these to some question marks and save that. Well, then that new description for that notice is going to be replicated here in my favorite notices. And it's also going to be reflected here. It's going to be reflected everywhere. So it's only a relationship that we're creating between two data things.